Good morning, Miami. Welcome to another podcast of Wonder Women. Today, I have the great pleasure of introducing you to Jennifer Gerson from Dade, I don't want to mess up, County Federal Credit Union. I met her at Chamber South.
Yes.
And one of the events with Manny Sid and Greater Kendall as well.
Uh-huh.
So we started talking and I invited her to the podcast. We have a lot of things in common. And I want to talk a little bit about banking and everything that they're doing for our community. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Yoli, for having me. I'm so excited to be here with you, especially on a Wonder Women podcast. That is the best
You
name.
are truly a Wonder Woman.
As are you.
Thank you. You have done so much. I just recently learned, 2 seconds ago, that you had your own podcast here as well.
Yes. During the pandemic, I was president of the Pinecrest Business Association, and we had to quickly pivot to get the word out about our members and, promote what they were doing during the pandemic and how they could help people. So we started the podcast with the plexiglass in the middle and masks optional if they wanted to wear them. Yeah. We were still in the hibernation time, right?
Wow. I wonder if they'll show any of those recordings. We should show some of those recordings.
Do a throwback Thursday.
Yes, absolutely. So how much has the podcast world changed besides?
It's really, it's especially changed here at Miami Community News, right?
Beautiful?
It's gorgeous. Back in those days, it was a table, plexiglass, and 2 chairs. And now there's so many different studios based on what your needs are for the day, but we're in the prettiest one.
I know this. I think this one is my favorite with the wine and the books and everything. I think it's gorgeous.
It is.
So tell me a little bit about yourself first. I know you've been in banking for a long time.
I have. I stumbled into the banking world about 25 years ago and the credit union world, I should say. And, I drank the Kool-Aid very early on. I love the industry. I love what I get to do. And, credit unions give back a lot. When a credit union stays true to their purpose of people helping people, which is the industry-wide mantra, I think we get to do a lot for individuals and communities.
So the difference between the regular banking world and a credit union is the way they approach
their members. People that bank at a credit union are a member, and banks, not that there's anything wrong with banks. We need them too, but banks pay their shareholders. Members of the credit union own the credit union. So every member has a share to the credit union. So, you're more than just an account. You are family to us. And, we pay our members back in the form of higher rates on their dividends and lower rates on their loans.
Wow. That's amazing. I didn't know that. The only credit union I ever saw was the University of Miami when I used to pass by. And then when you guys built your building and everything, I'm like, oh my God, we have our own credit union already, which is amazing. Tell me a little bit of the history of how they started.
So Dade County Federal Credit Union started back in 1939 when a small group of county workers got together and they put $135 in a cigar box. And
in a cigar box.
Yes, we have a replica of the cigar box in our main branch. We do. We like to remember where we came from. And that's where it all started. And today, almost 90 years later, we're over a $1.6 billion financial institution.
Crazy. It started with one idea.
In a cigar box. Yeah.
I love stories like that. It fills my heart. I feel we need to talk more about stories like that because the new generation needs to understand, at least having kids, I know you're a mom, they think everything happens that easily, right? But it usually starts with an idea and it takes a process to get there.
I feel like storytelling has gone away because everything is in a 30-second reel now.
That's true.
My son doesn't even want to go sit through a movie, right? Their attention spans are so short now that people have forgotten about the long stories. I had the fortune of growing up with my great-grandmother she was born in 1899, right? Mm-hmm. And she came over on a boat from Europe by herself when she was 15 years old to marry. She came from Austria. To marry a man, when she got off the boat in the U.S., that it was an arranged marriage. And she would tell me such amazing stories.
Wow.
And it's really hard. And I learned from her stories. It's really hard to get kids to pay attention to those types of stories anymore.
It is really hard. And stories, I think, is what we were talking about a little while ago. It leads to your legacy, right?
Yes.
Because without those stories, even with the community newspaper, how they started, right? They're leaving a legacy, right? And their children kept up, continue the legacy. And I think we all somehow continue our family's legacy, right?
Absolutely.
And they're doing the same thing. And they're doing it in a way that is, I think, amazing. You guys participate in so much events in the community. You guys help so much to the community. Tell me a little bit of the, relationships that you have with some of these foundations.
So, Dade County Federal Credit Union is a CDFI, which is a community development financial institution. So it's part of our mission to support the underserved in the community. So we support many nonprofits. Locally here, we support Be Strong with Michelle Shirley.
Yes.
Our CEO was actually just recognized by her a few weeks ago.
I'm interviewing her soon too.
She's a wonderful person. She's the Chief Heart Officer for Be Strong, and everything she does truly comes from her heart. And same with the credit union. We love to support nonprofits that help guide underserved children and keep them off the streets after school. So places like Be Strong, places like Branches, places like Touching Miami with Love. We love to support them and keep those kids off the street, and also add a component of financial education to try to help them break that cycle, right? That they've grown up in. Yes. And, maybe they could take, their generation to the next step that their previous generations weren't able to.
I think it's very important because we need to support our youth.
Absolutely.
And one thing is that the way you support your youth, when it's a company, a bank, a person, they need to see that people are there to help. Uh-huh. The Cuban community, for example, right? When they came from Cuba to exile here, this country opened their arms. People were here to help. Mm-hmm. And that has continued, right? And yes. I think it should continue, right? We cannot just remove ourselves from that tradition of helping others continue.
Absolutely. And it's people like you and I that I think it's very important that we include our children in those types of things.
Absolutely.
I include my son whenever I'm supporting or volunteering hours. Sometimes I'm pulling him out of bed and making him come with me, but he truly appreciates being able to see that and understanding how lucky they are, as that we get to be their super Wonder Women mothers, right? But that there are kids out there that are less fortunate than them. And it's very important, going back to legacies, to create those moments for them.
One thing that you guys are doing is helping people when they start their small business. You have a special loan. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So that is the Rise Small Business Loan Program.
It's a great program, guys.
It
highly recommend it.
Truly is. And, it was born during the pandemic. It's a P3 partnership between Miami-Dade County and the credit union. We were talking about Manny Sid earlier.
Manny.
Yes, thank you, Manny.
He's a great guy.
He does great things for small businesses in this county. And we have an easy access loan for small business owners. We lend up to $75,000 to businesses that have been in business for 2 years, a minimum of 2 years. It is a county-specific program, so it's only for businesses in Miami-Dade County. It's an easy access loan. We don't request, miles high stacks of documentation like an SBA loan would. And we give you a lending specialist that will hold your hand throughout the process.
Wow, that's amazing.
So it's minimal documentation, minimal time on your part. We try to do as much work for you throughout the process as possible. And we try to close these loans in 30 days because we understand that small business owners are applying for money because they need the money.
Yeah, and usually what happens is that being myself a business owner, there's always that day that something happens, right? And you need that money. And then you start looking for a bank, right? And then it takes 3 months, sometimes even a year. But I met Ricardo at Greater Kendall with Carlos. And he was the one that mentioned it to me. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, all these times that I was looking, it's that moment in your business that you're like, why is this happening to me? Where do I go? And now you know that you need to go to you guys, right?
Yes.
Because nobody offers that.
Yeah.
No bank offers that.
We also just launched a small business credit card program where we'll do we'll do credit cards up to $50,000 for small business owners. Same 2 years in business. And, we see a lot of our RISE loan holders now getting the credit card so that they're not using their working capital, right? They're saving their working capital for that. And if they have incremental charges, they could put them on the credit card. Wow. And we also see a lot, we see a lot of small business credit cards where the rates are just outrageous, absolutely. Yes. 25, 30, over the 30% mark. And our rate is 11.9% up to 15%. And we'll do balance transfers. So at least you could save money on interest that you've been paying on the higher rate credit cards.
That's amazing. I mean, when you run a business, there's so many little things that could help, right? And you guys are doing it all, right? You're helping all of it. I also noticed that you guys even help with cars, right?
We do.
So tell me a little bit about that.
We have what's called the Dade Auto Desk, DAD for short. And it's a car buying service. We actually have a whole team. There's probably 6 to 8 guys on this team. And I say guys because everybody in that department is a guy right now. Who will go out and shop for the best deal for you. I was buying my son. My son is now 17, almost 18. When I was buying him a car when he turned 16, I was like, oh, I can do it on my own. I know this. I'm in the industry. I could not find a deal that I had a budget that I wanted to stick in. And I asked the guy, I'm like, hey, I'm looking for this, this, and this. Like 2 days later, I had the exact car I was looking for. My son was ecstatic and it was in the price range I wanted to pay. Fast forward last year.
Wow.
It amazing. I got him a 2022 Ford Maverick and I was able to find a black on black, like total young guy truck. Last year, I decided I got something in my head that I wanted a new car. Mm-hmm. And of course, I went to the dealership on my own again. I didn't learn the first time. And I'm like, no, I know my friend leased this same car 2 weeks ago at this price. Well, no, there's no way she did. I'm like, well, I mean, I know she did. The next day, ironically, there was a fire alarm in the morning. We all had to evacuate the building. So I was talking to one of the dad guys. I'm like, hey, I kind of want to get this car. And I went to the dealership. Within 2 hours, I had the car.
Wow.
Exact color I wanted, exact payment, actually less.
So the way it works is you're looking for this car, and they help you find that car?
You call them, I want a black on black Cadillac Lyric, and this is what I want to pay. I mean, I knew what the payment would be. They'll tell you what it is. But honestly,
wow, that's amazing.
Better. I'm 2 for 2 with them.
Wow.
I can't speak highly enough about them.
That is ideal.
Yeah. And then you get the loan through the credit union. So it's at a lower rate than you'd be paying for typically at the dealership. And it's a win-win. You never have to step into a dealership. They'll deliver it straight to your house.
No way.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It's fantastic.
That is fantastic because I'll just give you an example. My husband's aunt went to I don't know how many dealerships to find a car, to find the best rate. It took her forever to find that. I didn't know you guys had this. This is wonderful.
Yeah.
And especially a young person that's trying to find a car. And you know how it is. And us women, when we go to dealerships.
Yes.
It doesn't work as.
No. Why is that still? That should not be happening anymore.
I don't know, but it
does. It absolutely does.
I take my husband with me. There is no way. I had one experience and that was it. And I go, you come with me every time.
Well, now you just call the credit union and we'll do it for you.
For sure. I'm going to do
it. For him, for your husband too.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to promote you guys a lot regarding that. I love that idea. I have promoted you a lot regarding small business loans.
Oh, we appreciate that.
I have so many friends that have, started their own businesses, and I tell them all the time about what you guys offer. I think what you guys are doing is, giving everybody an opportunity to follow their dream, right?
Yes.
And it's not a no right away, right?
No. And, sometimes it's a not now, right? Sometimes, a lot of times small business owners like to expense out everything on their taxes, right? And I understand, we all get it. We're trying to spend as little money as possible. But what small business owners, and this is just a bit of advice, what small business owners need to understand is if they are looking to scale and grow, they need to make themselves lendable. and they need to show profits on their taxes to make them lendable.
Absolutely.
So there is some lessons to be learned, especially now there's many people that filed extensions. I'm like, look, either you want to change accountants or have a serious conversation with your accountant because you're telling me you're making the money. I believe you, but I need to see the numbers on paper. So tell your accountants you want to be lendable and change the way you're doing your taxes a little bit to reflect the money you actually are bringing in.
Yeah. And the other thing is the first year is always going to be the hardest. The first taxes, I mean, if you're 100%. Profitable, it's a miracle, right?
Right.
It really counts at that second year, right?
Yes.
That you have already somewhat established. And as time goes on, if you continue doing good, if you need another loan, you already have the history.
100. We have several people on their third RISE loan already. They've paid it off early. They needed more capital. You can only have one loan at a time per the program parameters. However, you can apply again after you've made 12 payments. We'll pay off the original loan and we'll give you the difference for what you qualified in the second loan. We're there. I mean, we're there to help the small business owners. We truly are. Small businesses are the heartbeat of this county. Is 87% of businesses in Miami-Dade County are small businesses.
Yes. I think one of the things I've loved about Manny is how he has supported the small business. He's kept this administration has kept going, keeping the small business going in Dade County, which everything's changing so quickly, and we're scared that things will be monopolized a little bit. Mm-hmm. And Dade County has done a great job keeping small businesses alive. So,
yes, everybody support your small businesses, right? Shop local.
Yes.
I know everything is so much easier to get on Amazon, but if you have the opportunity to go to a local business, please support them. We all use Amazon.
Oh, yes.
But there's packages on my doorstep every day.
Yes, me too. But my husband does that more than I do. But yes. But I think we need to support, and it's funner. Like, it's fun going to a store and shopping.
Yes.
It's an experience.
It is.
You lose.
We've lost that value of customer service.
Yes.
Right. Everyone just wants to get it quickly and wants to get it now. And there's ways, get your toothpaste like that. But if you want to shop for a new outfit, go to your boutique.
So let me ask you, if someone wants to work in a bank or, their idea is to, study finance, or I don't know if there's a specific major besides finance for banking, what advice do you give them? What banking's changing so much. What advice is that new student that wants to be in the bank world? What advice would you give them?
Well, banking has evolutionized like every other industry right now. And there are so many departments within a bank. So whether you're into finance or marketing or information technology or AI, every financial institution has every department to fulfill. Honestly, I never saw myself in banking. I did end up with a double major in marketing and finance. I wasn't sure how that happened, but it did. And then ironically, I fell into this industry. I was 5 years into my professional career, and it was right after 9/11. I was in luxury travel, and I was like, I should probably find a different industry right now. And I interviewed at a credit union, didn't know what a credit union was, and immediately fell in love with the industry. So my best advice would be, one, if you're in college or even in high school, look for internships. Try it out.
That's a good idea. That's smart.
At Dade County Federal, we offer summer internships for high school rising seniors. And these kids come in, they have no idea what a credit union is. By the time they leave, they've had the special sauce and they know exactly what it is. But try things out. Take internships, especially in high school and college, to try to figure out what direction you want to head into. Doing that with my own child right now.
Something I just remember, I never shopped for a bank. I went to the closest bank I had in my home. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the wrong approach. I think we should be shopping for the right bank.
Based on your needs.
Based on
your current and future needs.
Yes.
I know. When I opened my first bank account, I went to the bank my mom went to.
Yeah. I just realized that's not the way, that's not the right approach. We should,
instead of fitting into the needs of the bank, the bank should be fitting into your needs.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Wow. Look at that. I learned something right now.
We learn something new every day.
That's great. So what's an upcoming event that you guys are having? Because they have so many events.
So today I will be right back here at Community News
That's right.
at 5:30 for a Small Business Expo. So if you're watching, come out and see us. There will be many departments from Miami-Dade County to help you get more involved with the county and contracting and licensed with different things like that. And the Rise Small Business Loan will be here. We're also hosting an event at our main branch today of Running with Blue to support the different police forces. So we'll be
You have a lot of those. You have a few
We
of
do.
those.
We do. We have a run club, actually. We try to even do like health-minded stuff in the community. We do Zumba twice a month on the top of our parking garage.
Can anybody go to that, or is it just for employees?
Anybody can go to that. It's open to the public.
Zumba on the
roof of the parking garage, on the top floor.
Beautiful.
It is, because the sun's setting. It's gorgeous. And it's fun. Yeah.
And you could get that information on Instagram.
On our website or Instagram. You can follow us on Instagram or go to dcfcu.org. There's information on our website as well.
And so you have the run. You have you're part of Greater Kendall.
Yeah, we are part of many chambers. The credit union just expanded. So we serve not only Miami-Dade, Broward, Palm Beach, and Monroe counties. So we are parts of many chambers. I mean, locally, I'm on the board of Chamber South. We're very supportive of Chamber South, Greater Kendall, Doral, Rick. Love Rick. Rick is the best. He is truly the best.
He really is.
He's a wonderful
Rick and Carlos from Greater Kendall to me they have my heart. They're so sweet.
They're wonderful.
They welcome you in.
Very much so.
Yeah. So I really appreciate those two chambers a lot. So you're part of those. And all the other foundations, branches you mentioned.
Yes.
Which I love branches.
I do too.
And Be Strong.
Be Strong.
Which I'm meeting now. I haven't met her, so I'm really excited.
You'll love her. You'll fall in love with her immediately.
Yeah, Be Strong. And then today when the podcast is over, I want to introduce you to, I don't know if you know my friend Alex Poe. He has he has a foundation that helps kids after school, similar to Branches.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm going to give you
I'd love to meet him.
So I really appreciate you coming today.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. This was so much fun. I want to come back.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everything you guys are doing. I see you guys everywhere. I know that you're supporting our community. It's so important to feel that support when you're starting a small business, or even just support just to hear, what the business world is going through.
You're not alone.
Right. Absolutely. And then besides that, you work with the county, you work with Manny Sid. And when I met you with Manny, I realized that you guys are just not just only a bank or a credit union or just giving money out. We
are part of this community.
You're part of the community. Your family.
Yes, exactly.
They're the Dade County family.
Yes.
Yes. Isn't it? Yeah. Thank you so much for being here with me.
Thank you for having me. It was truly a pleasure.
I won't see you tonight. I'm leaving on vacation, guys, so I will be gone for a little bit.
Enjoy.
Have a great Memorial Weekend.
You as well.
I totally forgot it was going to be Memorial Weekend. It came like this
year. Yeah.
It came like this. Thank you again. And thank you, everybody, for being here with me today. I hope you enjoyed this podcast, A Wonder Woman. And I hope that this continues. I love doing this. And each and every podcast. Follow your dreams. Keep dreaming on. Dreams do come true. This is a beautiful city. This city backs up their small businesses. So take a chance and keep hope alive, because if you don't keep hope alive, your dreams can't come true. So God bless you all and thank you. Bye. Have a beautiful day.